What's the biggest ship in Hearts of Iron 4? You're most likely gonna guess that it's either a British ship, American ship, or Japanese ship. And whichever one you've guessed, you're correct. Let me explain real quick. All three of these countries have very expensive carriers, which are all worth exactly the same price in production cost. USA has totally two of those are Lexington class carriers. UK has three of them, and those are Courageous class carriers. While Japan has one of them, and that's Kaga class carrier. All of these carriers are worth 10,410 production cost each. Well, that's the biggest carrier at the start of the game, but what's the biggest carrier you can have, or actually the biggest ship you can have, in HOI4? Let's say that you had everything researched and everything at your disposal. Now you might think that the biggest ship is gonna be a carrier. The biggest carrier you can have is actually worth 13,320 production cost, so it's not really that big. It's only 30% bigger than the largest carriers at the start of the game. However, if you take 9044 heavy ship hull and add tons of heavy batteries to it, you will get a literal beast of a battleship with massive firepower, worth 19,710 production cost. But there is more. If you take the super heavy battleship hull, which you can research right here, you'll get a ship with slightly less firepower but way more armor and also way heavier ship, worth 23,681 production cost. But there is more. Keep in mind, with manta guns enabled, many research options have been hidden. They're still there, but you can't really research them. Only way you can get them is by researching them through the commands, or simply by turning off the manta guns DLC. For example, now you can only have super heavy battleship hull, but back in the day there was super heavy battleship 1 and super heavy battleship 2. The unmodified super heavy battleship 2 was already bigger, worth 25,962 production cost. However, if you could somehow modify it and give it even more expensive equipment and bigger guns and whatnot, essentially what you get is an absolute monstrosity of a ship. At the end of the day, you'll be seeing a ship with production cost of 33,056. That will be 3 times bigger than the largest carrier at the start of the game, and even more than that. 10 of these ships will be as strong as Japanese Navy. That's how strong this ship is. That is, if you can produce it. Look at this. This one takes until 2017 just to produce. But using 5 naval dockyards, enough resources, all of these industry bonuses somehow researched, and also while doing naval production focus, it will take a bit less than 3 years just to produce one of these ships. And yeah, let's not forget to name this ship properly. We can't forget this.